In January of last year, a Chinese startup wiped out $600 billion from NVIDIA. That happened in a single trading day, shocking investors worldwide. Most people assumed that was a one-time scare, a fluke event. It wasn't a fluke, and now the pattern is repeating itself. China just released another model, dramatically cheaper than anything from Silicon Valley. I'm going to walk you through why this keeps happening again, and why the next shock could be even bigger than before. Before we continue, 3 quick things I need from you directly. Subscribe to this channel right now because we break real numbers here. Drop a comment below telling me if you own any AI stocks, and stay until the very end because the full picture matters. Now let's get into exactly what happened and why it matters. The Chinese AI company is called DeepSeek, based out of Hangzhou. In early 2025, DeepSeek released a model called R1. R1 performed roughly on par with America's top AI chatbots. The shocking part wasn't performance, it was the claimed cost. DeepSeek said R1 cost less than $6 million to build. Compare that to the billions American companies spend on similar models. That single claim triggered a massive sell-off across US tech stocks. NVIDIA alone lost approximately $600 billion in market value. That was the largest single-day loss for any public company ever. Venture capitalist Mark Andreessen called it AI's Sputnik moment publicly. He was referencing the 1957 satellite launch that shocked the West. Now, fast forward to this year, and DeepSeek did it again. In April, DeepSeek released a new model called V4 Pro. This new model claims to rival America's most advanced AI systems. But the real story isn't just performance, it's the pricing structure. DeepSeek's V4 Pro output costs roughly 87 cents per million tokens. Compare that to $30 per million tokens from leading American models. That means DeepSeek is pricing itself around 35 times cheaper. 35 times cheaper for output performing close to the top tier. That number alone should genuinely alarm every investor holding American AI stocks. Here's why this matters far beyond just one chatbot company. American AI giants have built their entire valuation story on scarcity. Scarcity of chips, scarcity of talent, scarcity of computing power overall. If China can match performance at a fraction of the cost, that scarcity story weakens. And when a core investment story weakens, stock valuations become vulnerable. Let's talk about how deep this problem actually runs right now. DeepSeek isn't even the biggest story inside China's AI ecosystem anymore. A separate Chinese lab called Alibaba's Qwen has quietly dominated open source downloads. Qwen passed 1 billion cumulative downloads on a major AI platform. It reached that milestone faster than any open source model in history. In February alone, Qwen generated over 150 million downloads. That's more than the next 8 competitors combined, including major American labs. Qwen now captures more than half of all global open source downloads. Let that number sink in for a moment before we continue. More than half the world's open source AI activity now runs through China. This isn't one company anymore. It's an entire ecosystem moving fast. And here's where it connects directly back to the American AI bubble. American AI valuations assume the world will keep paying premium prices. If cheaper, comparable alternatives exist, that assumption starts breaking down quickly. Some American researchers have already started training models using Chinese techniques. DeepSeek's own reinforcement learning method is becoming a default setting in US labs. That means even American companies are quietly leaning on Chinese innovation now. This isn't simple national rivalry, it's genuine technical influence flowing both directions. But the pricing pressure specifically threatens something very real for American companies. Their entire business model depends on charging significant premiums for advanced AI. If Chinese alternatives are good enough and dramatically cheaper, that premium shrinks. And when premiums shrink, projected future revenue estimates shrink right alongside them. That's exactly the kind of pressure that can pop an overvalued bubble. Now, let's talk about how Chinese labs are pulling this off. Washington has restricted the sale of top-tier chips to China for years. NVIDIA's most advanced processors remain officially banned from Chinese purchases. In response, Chinese companies leaned heavily on domestic chip alternatives instead. Huawei's Ascend chips now power some of China's newest AI models. Huawei confirmed its computing clusters support DeepSeek's newest V4 model directly. That's genuinely significant because it shows China building independence from NVIDIA hardware. If China can scale AI without needing American chips at all, everything changes. The entire premise of using export controls as leverage starts weakening considerably. However, there's an important wrinkle worth mentioning here, for full accuracy. Some reports suggest DeepSeek may still rely on smuggled advanced American chips. Investigations claim thousands of restricted chips were dismantled and shipped through third countries. If true, that means China's independence story isn't fully proven yet. The White House has directly accused Chinese firms of large-scale distillation efforts. Distillation means training new models by learning from existing American systems' outputs. Whether that constitutes theft or standard research practice remains genuinely disputed today. Either way, the pricing pressure on American AI companies is completely real, and that pressure is exactly the pin experts are watching most closely. Let's connect this directly to what's happening inside American AI valuations. OpenAI's valuation grew from around $80 billion to over $700 billion. That happened in under 3 years, an extraordinary expansion by any measure. At the same time, OpenAI projects cumulative operating losses through the decade's end. Those losses are expected to reach roughly $140 billion total. Anthropic, another major American AI lab, reached a valuation near $380 billion. NVIDIA's market capitalization has touched roughly $4.5 trillion. These are staggering numbers for companies facing genuinely cheaper foreign competition. If cheaper competition erodes revenue assumptions, these valuations become extremely difficult to justify. That's precisely the mechanism experts believe could trigger a serious correction. Here's something else worth understanding about how these companies are financially connected. Many major AI deals involve the same handful of companies paying each other. NVIDIA invests billions into OpenAI, which then buys NVIDIA's own chips. Microsoft holds a large stake in OpenAI and also supplies its cloud computing. Amazon invests heavily in Anthropic, which then relies on Amazon's cloud services. Analysts call this a circular financing structure, and it's raising serious concerns. Money moves in a closed loop, inflating growth numbers without independent outside demand. This structure has drawn direct comparisons to arrangements from the dot-com era. If cheaper Chinese alternatives reduce genuine outside demand, this entire loop weakens. And a weakening loop, built on circular money, doesn't correct gently. It tends to unwind quickly once outside confidence genuinely starts shifting direction. That unwind mechanism, and exactly what triggers it, deserves a much closer look. The specific warning signs professional traders are tracking right now are genuinely revealing. And what this means for your own money is worth understanding clearly. Let's start with the warning signs. Professional traders are actually watching right now. The first signal is called a valuation to revenue mismatch, and it's widening fast. OpenAI generates roughly $20 billion in annualized revenue currently. Yet it's valued at over $700 billion by investors. That's a valuation multiple far beyond what traditional revenue models would support. Historically, extreme mismatches like this preceded major corrections in past tech cycles. The dot-com crash of 2000 offers a genuinely useful comparison here. Companies back then were valued on potential traffic, not actual profit. When growth expectations failed to materialize fast enough, valuations collapsed within months. Today's AI companies do generate real revenue, unlike many dot-com era firms. But the gap between current revenue and projected future revenue remains enormous. Second warning sign, watch the circular financing deals we touched on already. NVIDIA committed roughly $100 billion directly into OpenAI's expansion plans. That money flows back to NVIDIA as OpenAI purchases more NVIDIA chips. Critics call this a self-reinforcing loop that inflates apparent market demand. One prominent investor, Michael Burry, has publicly bet against NVIDIA's stock. Burry gained fame for correctly predicting the 2008 housing crash. He's questioned who exactly audits these companies' complex financial arrangements. He specifically wrote that true end demand is ridiculously small in his own words. That's a direct challenge to the entire premise behind current AI valuations. Third warning sign, and this one connects directly back to China's pricing. If DeepSeek and Quen keep offering comparable performance at dramatically lower prices, margins compress. Compressed margins mean American companies generate less revenue per customer served. Less revenue per customer directly threatens the growth assumptions built into these valuations. Remember, DeepSeek's newest model prices output around 35 times cheaper than rivals. If enterprise customers start shifting toward cheaper alternatives, revenue growth stalls quickly. Installed revenue growth is exactly what breaks an overextended valuation story. Fourth warning sign, watch the debt levels tech companies are taking on. OpenAI has committed to spending roughly $1.4 trillion over 8 years. Much of that commitment is being funded through debt, not existing cash flow. Credit default swap spreads for companies like Oracle have nearly doubled recently. Rising credit default swap spreads signal markets pricing in greater default risk. That's a genuinely concerning signal for companies this deeply leveraged into AI infrastructure. Fifth warning sign, watch how markets react to earnings calls going forward. When Alphabet announced plans to nearly double its capital spending for AI, investors sold off shares immediately. That reaction shows investors are growing more skeptical about unlimited AI spending. They're starting to ask whether that spending actually converts into real earnings. NVIDIA's own CEO, Jensen Huang, addressed bubble concerns directly on a recent earnings call. He told investors, "There's been a lot of talk about an AI bubble." He then argued NVIDIA sees something different from what critics are describing. Notice that even industry leaders now feel compelled to publicly address bubble fears. That alone tells you how mainstream this concern has genuinely become. Now, let's talk about what could actually trigger a broader unwind event. Analysts point to a few realistic scenarios worth understanding clearly here. Scenario 1, enterprise customers increasingly adopt cheaper Chinese open source models directly. If Fortune 500 companies start running Qwen or DeepSeek instead of American models, revenue assumptions collapse. Scenario 2, one major circular financing deal fails to deliver promised results. If OpenAI can't generate enough revenue to justify its infrastructure commitments, confidence cracks. Once confidence cracks in one node of that circular loop, contagion spreads quickly. Remember, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Oracle, and Amazon are all financially intertwined here. A problem at one company can ripple through the entire connected structure. Scenario 3, further Chinese model releases keep undercutting American pricing repeatedly. Every cheaper release erodes the premium American companies depend on charging. That erosion doesn't need to happen overnight to matter enormously long term. It can happen gradually, quarter after quarter, steadily compressing profit margins everywhere. Now here's what genuinely matters for everyday Americans watching this breakdown. Millions of retirement accounts and index funds hold significant exposure to these companies. NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and Alphabet make up a massive share of major indexes. The top 5 companies in the S&P 500 represent roughly 30% of the entire index. That's the highest concentration level seen in roughly half a century. If AI valuations correct sharply, a concentration means everyone feels the impact. Even people who've never bought a single AI stock directly are exposed. Through 401k plans, pension funds, and index funds, exposure is nearly universal. This isn't a niche story limited to Silicon Valley investors anymore. Let's pause here for a moment before continuing this analysis further. If you're finding this genuinely valuable, tap that subscribe button right now. Drop a comment telling me whether you think this is really a bubble. I read every comment, and I want to hear your honest perspective. Now, let's address the strongest counterargument to everything we've covered so far. Some analysts argue today's AI leaders are fundamentally different from dot-com era companies. NVIDIA reported over $200 billion in fiscal revenue this year. That's real, verifiable revenue, not speculative traffic-based valuation like the 1990s. NVIDIA's data center revenue alone grew significantly year over year, according to company reports. Confirmed purchase orders reportedly total around $1 trillion through 2027. That provides genuine revenue visibility most dot-com companies never actually had. Supporters argue circular deals aren't inherently fraudulent, just efficient capital allocation. Building AI infrastructure is extraordinarily expensive, and chips remain genuinely difficult to source. Locking in supply through combined investment and purchasing commitments makes practical business sense. One asset manager described these arrangements as a virtuous circle, not a scam. So which view is correct, the bubble warning or the growth justification? The honest answer is that both perspectives contain genuinely valid points here. Revenue is real, but valuations may still be pricing in unrealistic future growth. Chinese competition is real, but American frontier models still lead in raw capability. The truth likely sits somewhere between total collapse and endless uninterrupted growth. And what matters most is understanding the actual mechanisms driving both possibilities clearly. Let's talk about the specific timeline analysts are watching most closely right now. Goldman Sachs projects total AI infrastructure spending could reach $7.6 trillion by 2031. That's an enormous commitment based on assumptions that may or may not hold. If Chinese competition keeps intensifying, some of those spending assumptions will need revision. Revised spending assumptions could mean significant write-downs across major technology companies. Write-downs of that scale haven't been seen since the dot-com correction itself. That's the realistic scale of risk currently sitting underneath today's AI enthusiasm. The specific numbers, timelines, and practical takeaways for your own money deserve careful attention. Let's get into the specific numbers and the practical takeaway for your own money. Start with the raw scale of what's actually been invested so far. Big tech companies are projected to spend over $1.1 trillion between 2026 and 2029. Total AI spending across the entire industry could surpass $1.6 trillion. Some estimates from Morgan Stanley put global data center spending near $3 trillion through 2028. Half of that spending is reportedly being financed through private credit arrangements. That means enormous amounts of debt sit underneath this entire infrastructure build-out. Debt-financed growth works fine, right up until revenue expectations fail to materialize. Here's a genuinely important data point most casual coverage tends to skip entirely. A recent economic research paper found something surprising about AI's actual workplace impact. 90% of firms surveyed reported no measurable productivity impact from AI adoption. Yet executives still projected AI would increase productivity by roughly 1.4%. That gap between actual results and projected expectations matters enormously here. It echoes what economists call the productivity paradox, a pattern seen before. Similar gaps appeared decades ago when computers were first introduced into offices. Eventually, computer productivity gains did materialize, but it took considerably longer than expected. The question now is whether AI follows that same delayed timeline, or whether current spending assumes gains arriving far sooner than realistically possible. Let's talk about what already happened this year as an early warning example. In late June, South Korea's stock exchange briefly halted trading to prevent a crash. That happened after a sharp drop tied to AI-linked semiconductor stocks specifically. Samsung and SK Hynix both lost roughly 12% in a single morning. That same week, the Nasdaq index dropped over 5% within days. Micron Technology fell 13%, after rising nearly 800% over the previous year. Oracle, heavily invested in AI infrastructure, closed its worst week since the dot-com era. These aren't hypothetical scenarios. These are real events that already happened this year. They show how quickly sentiment can shift once questions about AI spending intensify. Now here's the part that connects everything directly back to Chinese competition specifically. Every time Chinese labs release cheaper, comparable models, market nerves get tested again. DeepSeek's R1 release triggered the original $600 billion NVIDIA sell-off. While V4's release produced a smaller reaction, the underlying pressure hasn't disappeared. Analysts at the Council on Foreign Relations noted something important about this trend. They said China isn't matching America's absolute best models, but the gap keeps narrowing. A narrowing gap, combined with dramatically lower pricing, creates sustained long-term pressure. That pressure doesn't need one dramatic crash event to matter significantly over time. It can function like a slow leak, steadily deflating unrealistic valuation assumptions. Let's discuss what this actually means for your own personal finances directly. If you hold index funds, you likely already have meaningful exposure to this story. The concentration of AI-related companies inside major indexes remains historically unusual right now. That doesn't necessarily mean you should panic or sell your existing holdings immediately. It does mean understanding your actual exposure is worth genuine consideration today. Diversification across sectors matters more during periods of extreme market concentration like this. If one sector represents 30% of an index, concentration risk rises considerably. Financial advisors generally recommend understanding these concentration risks before major market events unfold. This isn't investment advice specifically, it's simply financial literacy worth having today. Here's another practical angle worth understanding about corporate spending and your own job. Companies aggressively spending on AI infrastructure are making massive bets on future returns. If those returns don't materialize as quickly as projected, spending priorities often shift. Shifting spending priorities can affect hiring, budgets, and overall corporate strategy broadly. This connects the AI bubble conversation to broader economic conditions beyond just stock prices. It's not purely an abstract market story confined to trading screens somewhere distant. Now let's address the honest, balanced conclusion to everything we've covered here. Is this definitely a bubble that's guaranteed to burst catastrophically tomorrow? Definitively. No, and anyone claiming certainty in either direction is oversimplifying a complex situation. What we can say clearly is that real warning signs exist right now. Circular financing, extreme valuations relative to revenue, and intensifying cheaper competition from China. Combine those three factors, and you get genuine reason for careful, informed attention. Not panic, not blind optimism, but careful, informed attention to how this unfolds. Watch enterprise adoption trends of Chinese open source models over the coming months specifically. Watch earnings calls for any cracks in previously confident spending commitments. Watch credit markets for continued widening in default swap spreads at major companies. These are concrete, trackable signals, not vague speculation about eventual market direction. I'll continue monitoring every major development in this story as new numbers emerge. If you found this breakdown genuinely valuable, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next major financial development. Drop a comment below with your honest take on where this heads next. Share this video with anyone who needs to understand what's actually happening here. Thank you for watching this entire breakdown from start to finish today. Stay informed, stay ahead of the headlines, and I'll see you next time.